the lead gen portion. Okay, so lead gen portion, how we build the sales and CRM portion. Okay, you can see that the CRM is a Kanban board. Okay, analytics, customer service, survey and review. Then we build a calendar. Okay, so a marketing calendar, promotion material for this case is a franchisor and franchisee and consultant app. So for the consultant or the franchisor to actually upload some. Hi, welcome to AI Agency Academy. So today I want to show you the process whereby I create a SaaS. Okay, so this might be a series of videos that I go one by one. Like today we will talk about creating the landing page and things like that, and subsequently in this series we will be actually building a SaaS that actually comprises of CRM and it's something that the business use, so a business tool. Okay, so we will actually be doing a business tool. So this is the first video of the series that you need to at least watch it so that you know how you're going to follow along, because some of the feature you might want it, you might not want it. You can actually skip along the feature. So I will be building a lot of feature in this one app, one SaaS that my client actually want. Okay, so this is a building of a real business app. Okay, and then we will be doing it in public, showing you everything behind the scene, what we are thinking of, like when we are creating the app. So just to introduce myself, my name is Samuel and I'm a agency leader, digital marketing agency leader. So in terms of coding, I have developers who does that. But this is where I think AI is very, very exciting. It's able to disrupt the market whereby anybody just have an idea, they are able to create it. Okay, so we want to explore this before everybody start to jump on the bandwagon. I think SaaS model is coming now because everybody will be able to create their own SaaS, their own app for their business. Okay, so whereby SaaS is still for those people who don't really know how to use all these tools. Yep. Okay, so first thing first, right? Sometimes we would like to start with inspiration. Okay, so you can see that we have selected the landing page worth of UX design landing page that you can actually look at. Let's say, for example, we can go into product. Okay, so we can go to business. So the first thing is AI is able to come up with more or less everything except when it's so visual, right? Okay, let's say, for example, I like this. Okay, accelerated growth with AI, sales and marketing. I think it's a nice website and a nice okay, so what we do with this is that we can actually take a screenshot of it. So I would go into, I have another, this is a desktop which have my Chrome plugin of like taking a full screenshot of the page. So as I think a lot of people have known that rubbish in, rubbish out, if you give AI a bad prompt, a bad idea, right, it just come out with rubbish. Okay, so let's say, for example, I download this. Okay, so gone are the days that you have to keep going to WordPress or think of for now, right? Anybody, because really you are able to just go to V0, for example. Okay, so this is the example that we would like to go on with. So let's say, for example, let me just start. Okay, let me just fork this. So I'll show you from the start. Okay, so let's say, for example, just now the image I've saved the screenshot. Okay, so maybe it's a little bit big. So let me just only take this portion. Okay, so I'll crop this so that the screen is a little small. So you can of course crop and then paste one by one. Of course, this is for so because I'm not going to use this screenshot, I'm going to use the one that we already have built. Okay, so let's say for example this one, based on the design styling. So this AI thing actually disrupt the way we design. In fact, the last time during the last month we viewed that actually we use Figma lesser and lesser, and this because a lot of our app development, web development, we went straight into creating the working prototype for our client. Okay, we show our client what we created on V0, or maybe because it's so easy to just view it. Like let's say for example, if you instruct your designer to actually create the mock-up and the reference to the client, they will take a long time to just give you the mock-up, and we go back and forth with the client, and then maybe the client can't even imagine how it will look like, how it will function like. At the end of the day, once it's approved, we go through the hardship of turning it into a MVP or a prototype, a working prototype that the client can start playing around with it. So this process right here, we bypass it. We actually, maybe perhaps the client actually show us some reference of design they like. We throw it all in there and say, based on the design styling of on the screenshots, please come out with a design with a header and hero section. So there's a few ways to actually go about doing it. If you are really, really serious about it, you can actually, we try to do it part by part, right? If you just want it to be quick, you can, of course, right now I say header and hero section, this is the one by one portion, but you can always say come out with the landing page. Okay, so it means that it will come out with the whole landing page. Okay, so it doesn't really matter, because you can start from the beginning, start from landing page, then break it down, or you can start from piece by piece and then build up to it. Okay, I'll show you how in a moment time. Okay, please come out with landing page. And also the reason why we don't like to use both. Okay, so we also have both. Okay, so some people like to use both because it deploys even quicker. It straight away we're able to deploy. We do have an account with them, but we still pivoted back to V0 because it gives us more control. Okay, so both just went ahead and then code the whole thing, which can be a good thing or a bad thing, you know. Okay, so for us, we go with V0, come with a landing page in regards to CRM meant for doctors example. Okay, yeah. So based on those styling, you can create a CRM meant for doctors in Singapore. Okay, so the better you prompt here. So if you go with the both process and both flow, right, you have to give it even more context, because both create the app straight away. Okay, so that means if you are able to write down all the features, it's the best. You can say that, okay, I got all these features, please write it in my README markdown, and then implement that step by step, right? You can tell them, okay, I want step 1.1 feature done. Okay, then you go through that flow of going through 1.1 done. Okay, so it really depends on if this is your own project or if you really have a brief from the customer. Okay, so if the customer does give you a brief and then you want you to follow closely, step by step, feature by feature, you can do that. Okay, so for now, I will just go with one of the flow. I mean, in subsequent video, we can actually talk about other flow as well. So this, based on this design in regards meant for doctors in Singapore. So you can see the likeness of this, okay, the way, the fonts, the colors, and then, okay, having emoticon, and then hopefully it comes up with something, okay. So it's like a duck with some visual graphic aid. Right? So there you go. See, just by going through this process, you will have, hey, looks good. And for most cases, like for example, when you're building for a business, we just need just all of this, right? They just need a business page. Maybe this is sufficient already. Whereas for us, let's say for example, okay, so this is a good way for you to explore by throwing design in and then trying out. So just now you saw a particular design that I really like. Okay, so I make a fork of it. So let's say for example you like a design and then you completed this design once. Okay, this styling. Hey, I'm so cool, right? Having this thought about it. So what you can do is you can fork it out. Okay, so let's say for example you like what you're coming out with, but of course we are talking about proving this particular design to suit the client. But if you really like the styling, you can always fork it again, and so that you can use the same styling. So for example, our Simon Chan AI Financial in case is actually a fork of a design that I used to do. So you can see from here. So you see I adapted the same design styling but with a different company. Okay, so if you can think of it as like a template, right? So if you find a template that it really works and then you really like it a lot, you can do the screenshot and then keep on using it over and over again. Okay, with this, right, let's say for example I back to the medical example. Okay, based on this current styling, please create this current styling, please create a visual, please create doctor CRM for Singapore market. Okay, so and call it Mac Pro Plus. Okay, so in Singapore there is a few big CRM like for medical, like Clinic Axis, like Clinic Plato. So well, this is maybe they are huge competitor. So I was in the healthcare industry working for doctors. So we built real life solution for companies that doctors and dentists all over in Singapore. And this is where you can actually use your passion, your competitive edge to dominate your market. So I'm someone who worked in the workforce before. I started off creating an agency, and then I left the agency and to work in the workforce for a while, working for under a boss, and then I'm back to becoming an agency leader. So you can see they are using the elements very closely, which is quite cool. How can AI improve my medical practice management? AI analyze patient data, appointment. Is Mac Pro Plus compliance with Singapore Health? Absolutely. Absolutely. Mac Pro Plus is fully compliant with PVPA. Okay. Okay, so we noticed something about B0. So sometimes all this information is already out. They just can't be that it generate one by one like this. So it means that the design is not fully out yet. Okay. So once you see content start pouring out here, then you know that is already up. Okay, so you can see that we create a landing page for Mac Pro Plus. Okay, I might really launch this app because I'm really passionate about the healthcare industry in Singapore, and the lack of a solution for them. Okay, so sometimes you can use V0 just like how you use ChatGPT, right? So, okay, and then since I might want to actually develop this app, I want it based on what should type in the landing page. Please type me a full product detail scope for this web app that fulfill everything you just mentioned. Okay, so let's see whether it works just like ChatGPT. Okay, so okay, it creates a markdown. Okay, cool. So what we can do from here, right, is that part of marketing involve, like sometimes when we talk about marketing and how is to not build in silo, right? Build alone for 6 months. So with AI, a lot of solution can be built, and you never know what solution is good. Wow, it gave me so many feature. Oh wow. Okay, so let's say for example I want this. Okay, so just copy this. I would like to copy this whole scope. Okay, and okay, so based on that, so I sometimes this stage, right, feels to me like the design stage for like where you do it in Figma. So if you want to create all the screens through here, yeah, feel free to go ahead to create all the screen. So based on Mac Pro Plus landing page, please create and the back end the user after doctor login. What would they see? Okay, so example, you can start creating all the screens just like how you do it in Figma. But of course, unlike Figma, this is really catered to developers. So yes, it uses two-way CSS, but a real designer actually use visual, use colors, use imagery to make their design nice. Okay, so my company is going to be so much like that's a very developer centric. Okay, so welcome Dr. Chan. Oh, how do you know? Oh, okay, because there's a Chan there. Okay, so wow, okay, cool. Okay, so a doctor dashboard. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So the good thing about using web standards and a JavaScript standard instead of just relying on the designer is the web's actually created many good components and elements that you can use straight away, and yes, everything looks the same, but it's modern. It's the current trend right now. Everybody is used to seeing all this. So if you deviate from this, you use a very old design or even a very custom design, it ends up looking worse. Okay, so okay, wow. Okay, it actually tells me exactly what to do to implement the dashboard. Wow. Okay. Okay, so I know how to read some of this, but this series is meant for people who don't know how to read all this. So I'm not going to go delve into that. But what I want to show you is that this video, maybe I will cover to the point whereby we deploy and then make sure we can see this. Okay, so you also don't want to keep it a very long video, so I'll just move along. Okay, so I would like to use, okay, right now I'm using Replit, and this can be anything. Okay, so you want to use Replit, you want to use Cursor, you want to use Pair AI, right? So it's really up to you. So let's say, for example, I'm using Replit, okay, and I like to base on, okay, so maybe we just start with a blank one. So I want to set up Next.js app routing. Okay, so I app routing is something that maybe you just need to write it. I prefer to code in this than page routing. Okay, so it tell me to about all this. Okay, so because I'm already on the page that I wanted to build, maybe let me see if, okay, just follow along. Yes. So I put a npx create next app. This is okay. So what happened next? Okay. Oh, okay. Yes, let's continue. Okay, so I decided to try creating. Let me just make sure it works. I'll just delete everything, and then run this again. Create next app. So, okay, so because I just want to show you how it works, so I'll just skip this, I'll just delete this, and then start over again. Okay, create Replit. So I'll not mess with all these things right now. Let me just get a Next.js. Okay. So you can go with Replit's own Next.js, keep it private, create Replit, and you are done. So you will have the Next.js build already. Okay. So what we do is, so I never tried this before. Okay, so what we do is let's run. Okay, let's run and see. Okay, so this web view, okay, so it's able to run. So I'll just explain a little bit what you see here. It will be a little bit different from how you set it up, because I wanted the app directory, whereas this one create me a page routing versus app routing. Okay, so I'll just explain some of this as a layman. As a layman, I couldn't be bothered much to read into all this code. Okay, those with a dot is actually invisible. Okay, and then you have all this config file, right? Don't touch it. Okay, readme. Okay, this is one I want to touch it. This is the readme file, and remember we talked about editing this file and then putting the scope in. Okay, so preview. Oh, okay. Thought it would look a bit nicer with the markdown. Okay. Product scope. Okay, so it should look nicer because I add all this markdown code. Okay, so it looks nice now. So of course I will also show you how I usually build. Okay, so I will not build on Replit because I never tried. Maybe it's good, but I'm used to using cursor. Okay, so this is how I link to my cursor. You can actually press on this and then it will guide you through how to link. Whereas for me, I already have a flow. Okay, so let's open a new window. I like to keep my code in Replit because it's fast and easy for me to deploy. It doesn't take up too much of my space, and I already pay for 1 year. Not too much space on my computer, and I already pay for 1 year of the service. I should have not done that. Okay, so the reason why I say I should have done that is AI is improving is at such a rapid pace. You never know the amount that you pay for 1 year. Actually, I've paid for a month. You pay for 1 year. Would this still be the best solution out there after 1 year? Maybe, let's say for example, cursor, maybe pair, catch up, maybe another, because cursor is also a fork of VS Code. Okay, so let's say for example the co-founder. You say I was using co-founder for a while. Yeah, some other coding editor gets better. I'll pay for it. Okay, because it helps improve my productivity. So, but if I pay for a year and then I don't know whether I should still use it or not. Yeah, it will be in limbo. And this is how all the companies out there is actually trying to let. Sometimes they even give you lifetime, right? The lifetime, it just means that they actually know that the customer will stay for more than X amount of months, and they just making you feel that it being there for lifetime. Like maybe within 2 to 3 months you stop using them. Yeah, but they collect it, and then they know their churn rate is 7 months. They collect 12 months, so they're making money by offering lifetime. Of course, you will find some weirdo that, okay, so it's done. So you can see that some weirdo that will keep on using their resources until they go broke. For most cases, that will happen. Okay, so I like to initialize everything by installing everything proper, and make sure everything is looking good. And I like to do the audit sheets to keep everything working well. Okay, so this is the one. So I want to put in my landing page. So this is my landing page. So how do you actually add it in there? Right, you copy and add to code base. You go to cursor, and then you just paste this code in. Yeah, so I used to want to know what does all this mean, but I figure out more time and effort can be spent elsewhere, okay, than to be the best coder that is ever was. Okay, let's see. Don't even have now tailwind config. Okay, so with cursor you can just press debug with AI, and then you just press run. Okay, and then it creates for me this, right? Apply, done, accept, ts config, apply, okay, accept. So I keep going back and forth between looking at the real code, you see, like refreshing it, and then maybe turn off and on and make sure that there is no error and issue with this. Okay, now let's run this. Yes. Oh no, again. TS. Apply. Continue. Did it make any changes? Not sure. Okay, so asked to make some changes here. Is it true? Okay, so it wants me to create, and yeah, that's actually the one that I usually begin with. Let's see, SRC. So you just need to know how to listen to instructions. Okay, move the application code. Okay, so the application code is this. Okay, so let's play again. And if there's still error, maybe let's try the other way around. Okay, so I'll open this because this enables me to. So how to bring this up in Windows is Control Shift I. On Mac is Command Shift I. Okay, so I like to show the whole code base, and then just drag the whole thing. And just say help. And then paste the code. Please check and help me resolve. Okay, so again, because the way I describe AI in this case, AI to people is that AI is like and in this case it's a senior developer. So you can just talk to it like how you were talking. So I said, oh. Okay, so if you see any issue, and just throw it back to your senior dev. And you'll read it, and then it will actually write code for you. Accept. Let's see. Okay, so it actually replace. Just drag all of this back here. So this is good because sometimes I need to show you that not every time everything will be fine, and you don't need to be worried. Just need to work on it. And I'm not sure what reason it works now, because I just use the AI to keep on throwing back the issue back. So don't need to worry. You see, I haven't even read a line of code yet, but to be able to understand what is happening here and then what code goes where, I think that's more important. Okay, so V0 actually created. Okay, no, everything is. I really like the SRC way of doing things. Let's see whether if I can tell my AI to do that. I want to use say this guy and I want to use SRC, please guide me and make sure all config points correctly. Okay. I'll help you set up the app component lib and okay, so let's see what it creates. Okay, so we need to create a SRC and move the existing file to it. Okay. So here, right, you can actually see that you can create a non-destructive save first, save all, and see how much it affects and make changes to yours. But since let's just reject all. Maybe we just, for this round, we'll actually just go ahead with whatever this first. Suddenly my clicking is no longer working. Okay, it's still working. It's just not working here. Check. Oh, okay. So the reason is because I like to see everything hidden in one page rather than like this, but that's fine. Okay, so the thing that you need to understand is that, okay, whatever we import from V0 is actually called a component. Okay, so the actual page, right, reside in, sometimes it's called pages, be it page router or is it app, right? So when you click on it once, okay, you can see the one that look most like, the index. Okay, this is where your code reside. So you can see that if I were to select everything and then delete it, everything will be gone. Okay, maybe I just use the default. Okay, so it should show hello world. Okay, so this is how it looks like. So all we need to do to have our landing page on the home page is, again, since we are talking about using AI, just tell it to the AI. So being able to read a little bit does help. Okay, so it's here. You can see you're importing from somewhere else. Okay, so just by understanding a few of these concepts will go a long way. Okay, so what we need to do is just to tell the AI, same thing, Command Shift I, right? Okay, so what I need to do is I like to do that, right? Just reference the whole code base, tell it, okay, based on this code base, okay, so being able to understand a little bit about components and things like is important, is because you need to tell it exactly what to do. Okay, at code base, I want my home page, okay, which is this home page to show the component landing page. Okay, so by understanding, where each thing lands is very useful. And you let the AI do its thing. The AI, what the AI did is it removed all this. So the red one, okay, so I explain it in a way whereby, I wish to be explained to. Okay, so it removed this, it adds this green portion. So it asks whether I want to accept it or not. Okay, so naturally, how? Okay, so what is the difference between save and accept all? Save is like you just save and see what happened. If something goes wrong, you don't want it, you can actually just reject it and you will revert it back. Okay, so save is like a git. Right? Okay, so when you press save all and it is causing an issue, you press reject all. If you save all and then everything is still looking well and then you get the feature you want, you can press on accept all. So for now, I just look at it, it's right, accept all. So this is how easy it is to actually implement a landing page. Just like that. Okay, wow, okay. I didn't even tell it to do the mobile responsive, but it's already mobile responsive on the spot. Okay, once again, it doesn't mean that if you have done it in V0 and then, you launch it on Next.js that you can make changes with. So let's say, for example, I just want to change everything. I want to say it's for dentists only, and then I want everything to reflect only dentists. Okay, again, same thing, just ask. Okay, so you can say that, okay, for the landing page content, can I change it to top to focus only on dentists and all the feature talking about dental only? Okay, so the reason why we don't start off with cursor is that cursor actually is able to come out with something similar, but V0 is still better in UI UX. Okay, so the whole reason why we use V0 is it looks nice. Okay, so you can use cursor to create the content, but the UI UX, you still need to leave it to the pro, right? Which is, either using B0 or using both. Okay, I don't really like to use both because so it helps me update all this. Talking about something else beside doctors and talk about dentists, exactly what we need. And it's applying to my landing page. We can take a look at that landing page. So it asks to make all these changes. Same thing, you can press on save all first. See if it breaks anything. Okay, so it actually changed a lot of things. Talk about dental. And if nothing breaks and then you like it a lot, you just go on save and you'll be safe. Okay, it actually removed I should have saved it because it removed one of the nicer feature that I have, which is that thing. That's the one that makes my template unique. But it's okay. So this is where you can see that. Okay, before I end this one, I still wanted to do that. Reject all. Okay, so tell it, just change the content. Don't change my layout at all. Okay, angry. So it should understand that I'm talking about the dentistry, because, yep, while keeping your exact same layout. Yes, I want this, this is what other people don't have. My glow is something that other people don't have. Okay, so just go and change the content, not my layout. Because just now that layout was actually quite common and it's very ugly. Save all, same thing. Advanced dental care for Singapore family. Blah blah blah. Again, you see, it does it wrong. The reason why I say it does it wrong is now it becomes the dental studio instead of a CRM. Okay. So yeah, this is where you can actually go back and forth with the AI, and I don't want my video to go too long. Okay, so let's say, for example, I'm not changing. Okay, I'm reverting everything back. Okay. And next step is to launch it. Okay. So what we do is, and this is something that we should start straight away, actually, before I even start doing all this programming and coding, is to press on initiate commit. Okay, so make the change to your GitHub. Create repository. So once it's created, confirm. Once it's created, you can press on push. Okay, so it's push. It's already push. So it pushed to my GitHub. Okay, so if you are unsure how to do GitHub, just watch other videos. Okay, so for us, we want to just go through with this. Next, we want to launch on Vercel. Okay, so we just register for a Vercel account, press on add new project. So that's where you actually link all your GitHub. You link your GitHub here. Okay, and then you can see this is the repository that we actually just added. Okay, so 50 seconds ago, 51 seconds ago, 52 seconds ago. Let's press import. Okay, this is a Next.js build, correct? So if you have any keys that you save under .env.local, this is where you hide it here. Okay, so all these APIs are things that if it's released to people, they can actually use your API and then spend your money, right? If they are not spending a lot, it's fine. But most of them, they actually spend and then churn out huge bill for you. Okay, so this is a place whereby they help you hide those environment variables. Environment variables is like open AI API key, slot API, yeah. And we press deploy. Okay, so it start deploying. So usually there shouldn't be an issue. So a way to actually look at, I'll switch this off. What's going on? Open with SSH, add new, go enter, go this, connect. Open remote. Open smooth. Okay. Yep, done. Okay, let's see Universal. Okay, so it's quite common that it's issue because the way the AI codes and then, the way that we actually build, we are usually building in TSX. Okay, you can see our code page is under TSX, and TSX is very strict in terms of if there's any issue, it will actually flag up. Okay, so what we need to do is, every time I just include the whole code base so that they can see, tell it to fix all this. So what this error is very common, especially when you are building with me in this flow, is that sometimes the actual right way of creating apostrophe is with, this one, right? The apostrophe. Okay, whereas sometimes using ChatGPT or AI, they just use the normal apostrophe, which can give issue. Okay, so it's all on the landing page. Accept all. So usually when I accept all, I want to make sure that it's not affecting my real one in any case. And this is where I will show you, the next thing that is to make edits and then push it to GitHub. Okay, fix apostrophe issue. Maybe I think it's all fixed. So another way to check is that you can always do this. You can npm run build. So what happened is that it does the same thing as when it's deploying, and instead of going the whole flow and then getting disappointed that it doesn't build, sometimes you can create the build here, and then you can see whether there's any errors and issue. Okay, so usually when you see all this, is actually under development, npm run dev. Okay, this is npm run build is the actual one. So it means that if it's on a TSX and they're deploying, TSX being very strict, they will make sure the linting, everything is correct before it is able to build. Okay, so let's say for example I get this and then I stitch this. So, and this is where I press on push. Okay, so you can see that this time around it builds without an issue. See, this is where it shows that it builds without issue. So the good thing is of linking all this now then later is that every time when you build it appears. So deployment. Okay, so you see that I actually built. See, this shows that it bypassed the 20 second already. Okay, it's done. So if you click on the project itself, it should be running. Okay, so for those who is okay with just this is how we build a landing page. If you are okay and then you're just building a website, a business site, and then you want to launch it, you can always press on Vercel under domain, add in your domain in, and you will be able to really, this is where you buy your domain. You buy your domain from Namecheap, you buy your domain from somewhere else. Okay, maybe you can also click on the link below, right? We give you all the resources where you can buy certain things, the step-by-step of all the videos, okay? So this is where you add your domain. Okay, so let's see, before we end this video, okay, just demonstrate one more thing. Okay, because for some of you have more than one pages. Okay, so this is when we want to show you how to create all the pages. So since we have the same design, and then it's not, so we're going to use the same header, same footer. Okay, just go to AI and tell AI to do it for you. Okay, so I usually like to clear this if it's not under the same issue. Okay, and press on code base. Okay, I want you to build me maybe a feature, the feature page, and wait, all the content. Example, right? So and it's good to understand the page, right? So like I say, all the page will reside here. Okay, so it's either the app router or the page router. So you can see that this is the home page. So when they create a new page, right, it should be another folder with the index. Okay, so the field folder is called feature. Let's see what it does. Okay, so it creates and based on my README. Okay, that's good. Feature. So it is a feature page, and then again they are using component. So actually create a component here. So make sure when I click on the map menu on feature, I'm able to go to the page. Initially I thought that it understand enough to do that, but since it doesn't understand, I just write it in. And this is where sometimes this is where I talk about breaking apart the codes one by one. But at the same time, like at this stage, you can also break it apart. Like, let's say, for example, the header and the footer, you want it to be loaded separately. You can do it. Let's see for now. Feature. Yep. Okay. Yeah, so I will demonstrate. You see, now the footer and header is gone. Please break apart the header and footer from the landing page. The header and footer should appear in all public pages, like feature, about us, etc. Right. So think of this as like Lego, like building blocks. Okay, so what we want is that this block is standalone, right? You can actually plug it out and then place it on the other one, plug it out and place it on another one. So it should be separated from the landing page. Or else, right? Every time every page that you create a new header, which is you're creating a lot of codes. Okay, let's see what it does, and then explain a little bit of what's going on. So it creates a folder called layout, okay, and then it creates header and footer, and then it's replacing it on the feature, and then it's rewriting the landing page itself. Yeah, so all the things that we asked it to do. Save. Stop. So sometimes when I like to refresh it, or sometimes it gives error. Okay, so feature. Okay, there's nothing in the feature page, and when I click on the logo, it should go back to main page. So this is where just now I was clicking around, and then this is the issue that I discover. Right, when I click on this, I don't see anything. When I click on when I click on so it's just that I click on this, it comes back to here, which is good, but something is wrong with the feature page. There's nothing in the feature page, and probably just now you saw that it actually removed it. So you can see that my codes, right, every portion of code, it actually write me comments. It's quite easy to read. So I'm not even reading it, but I say, oh, okay, this is the CTA section, this is the integration section. If you want this kind of thing to happen, right, it is in the cursor prompt, right? In cursor, okay, let's go. Okay, feature. Okay, so smart scheduling, queue management, inventory management system. Okay, it's working. Okay, this is a show of like you want to create multiple pages, and you need to start to think ahead. Like if you want multiple pages, you want to think of like separating up some feature that happens to be on every page like this. Okay, so on feature as well, or when you're creating pricing. So let me just show you an example now that the feature is being built. Okay, so let's go and tell it, okay, now is build with the pricing. Let's go more adventurous and about us, cage and make. Okay, and update navigation. See, so now I'm just telling it to build 2 pages. So by understanding, if you don't understand, you can rewatch some of this portion. But what you can see from that is that now that you actually set up the framework and structure for the pages, you can just tell it to keep winging, creating more pages, creating new features just by asking. So I think the hardest part about coding and programming with AI is the portion whereby you are afraid of, like, you don't know what's the process like. So in this series of videos, I'll not be telling you, follow along straight away, like tell you step by step what to do. Go to Cursor, go to Vercel, teach you how to install Vercel, sign up for Vercel or things like that. I will teach you how you can fish, right? I tell you, okay, this is the process and step that we've been doing for a while. I think it's one of the few of the best process we have seen on YouTube. Okay, so there's a period of time I'm always watching other YouTuber on how they actually think through their app. A lot of them, they focus on building it for fun. Okay, so like creating, one of my favorite YouTuber that does all this is the Riley, right? He built his favorite app. This is the app, not just his favorite, right? All of us AI programmers and people wants to build a thing whereby we can just talk and then the AI will just be able to take it. So he created the Yap app. Okay, so for us, right, we create a lot of ready-made solution. Oh shit, why did I press that? I thought it was done. Okay, we create a lot of solution that I think the agency right now, the agency workforce, the AI people who is delving into AI needs to know. So if you have I have tolerate the whole of this video for this 1 hour video, and then now listening to me rambling about this issue in hand, because as I'm waiting for my AI to finish, I think it's what I just mentioned is very, very insightful. Okay, so I hope that you get something out of this listening to me ramble about my thoughts when I'm programming this. Oh, let's see. Is it really coding so long? Yeah, I should have tell it to code one by one, but I'm being adventurous, like tell it to code everything. Let's see. About us, pricing, about us. Is there about us page? Oh yeah, there's about us page. Let's try. Let's try again, but only with the about us page. See, so just now I tell you to build everything out, may not be the best flow. So if right now I tell you to build just one page, no, Dr. Sarah Chang, Michael Tan, Lisa Wong, where am I? Okay, Joe Kings. So this should update the About Us page and also updates the header page, because About Us page. Okay, so it's still building. So I accepted it. Yep, this is the About Us page with the Dr. Cheng. Same thing, can go with the pricing and so on. So for most business page, right? Okay, let's see if we can deploy this. Let me just do a check. Okay, so same thing, like I said before, you can run this to see whether is there any issue with the code. You see, there is issue with the code, and where is the issue? The issue is in the About Us page. So same thing, get back to it, how it is the About Us page that is having issue. So let's see if we solve it. So you can see now the apostrophe is really replaced with this NAPOS. For some reason, but of course with the advancement of AI, sooner or later this issue will be improved up. Okay, looks good. Okay, let's go again, just in case there's any other pages that is having the same issue. So sometimes you can also press around, okay, on cursor, because sometimes those with issue, right, this page will turn red. Okay, so this different color just means that you can see that all these are not edited, then this the edits. Okay, so you see, still got error. Same thing, throw it back to this. Let me resolve the issue. So let's see, build optimization field, default. See, till now, right, we haven't even read a single line of code. It's just same issue. So I think what we can do is really we can focus on this, and if there's any issue, right, you just throw it back. So what you can do is then you show this design to the client, and if the client accepts it, all the more better. It's almost done, right? It's 90% done. Maybe you just need to add a little bit more design. Okay, let's run again. Pricing, transparent pricing. Wow, okay, cool. So if this build is completed, yeah, looks very promising. So on Git we start other pages added. Okay, you can see that these are all the pages that has been added. Stage and commit the change. Stage and commit the change. Stage and commit the change. Okay, this shows that it passed that level. And push. So once you push, you can take a look at the cell. Refresh. Yes, it's building down. It should take about 40 seconds or 50 seconds, and then it will be built. So exciting time for a non-developer guy to be able to just demand the programmer to do it. Okay. Oh, it takes only 30 seconds. Okay, let's see. So for those who want to take a look at this, I actually use a Chrome. I use Cursor to create this plugin that shows the page of it. Wow. Okay. Feature, or the feature, pricing, or the pricing, about us. Okay. So of course, you can tell the client that this is the structure of how it looks like. Then subsequently, if you want to add in photos to make it more human, you can. So let's say for this portion, you can say that, I just want you to approve the content. Once the content is approved, you see it's all built up. Once the content is approved, you can add the photos here or add a video here, and like most of the things is more or less that, or maybe add a gallery and then put more photos. Okay, so visual is a part that, but however, for most cases, I think this is pretty good, right? Being able to have all this built up for you. So you can see that I haven't even scrutinized on the wordings itself. I just came out. I just tell you to come out with it. Of course, during the development process, you may want to read this a little bit more, and then if something is wrong, you can just tell it, okay, everything is good, just change this issue. Okay, so okay, let's see. So because I'm logged into Vercel, so it says all this issue. Let's see whether I can ask Vercel to fix it or not. But otherwise, I think this is pretty good for this first series of the video. Subsequent series, I will actually continue on with one of our clients app, okay, which is Beyond Borders. Okay, so this, you can see, very familiar, right? I really like this layout because I really like this. This replaces the fact that I need to add in an image here, but this talks more about the FAQ. Okay, so after that, we will be learning how to build this particular page, whereby we will have multiple series. Okay, so you can see that this app itself is massive. Okay, so massive in the sense that you see that there's a dashboard over here, but this is where I think, as I'm making more and more videos on this should be the first video that you watch. Subsequent video, I will skip the fact that we'll skip the homepage, but we'll go into each and every of the feature. And then let's say, for example, you are interested to make your app to have CRM, sales and CRM. We'll actually run through how to build the lead gen portion. Okay, so lead gen portion, how we build the sales and CRM portion. Okay, you can see that the CRM is a Kanban board. Okay, with analytics, customer service, survey and review. Then we build a calendar. Okay, so a marketing calendar, promotion material for this case is a franchisor and franchisee and consultant app. So for the consultant or the franchisor to actually upload some of the promotional marketing that the franchisee can use. Okay, you can download the brand guideline, download the social media, so on and so forth. You also have talking about analytics and research, and this is something interesting and very close to my heart because we want to create AI related solution, with trend analysis, with market analysis, with competitor benchmarking, industry insight data integration, and so on and so forth. We want to create a CRM financial report straight into the app itself. We want to have carbon accounting, CSR, okay, straight in this app, compliance. Okay, so a lot of these tools and apps that we are including in this one SaaS, some of the companies you just need one. Let's say, for example, you just need a franchise audit. You can have this, and then for your company, for yourself, for your client, I think that's pretty much enough. And building everything here is a stretch, but it's a bit of a challenge. Branding guideline, visual, marketing material, brand asset, brand compliance, usage guideline. And once you build it once, you can always reference this code and then adapt it. Like, for example, during when I'm building the V0, you can see that we already built the one of the template and we just duplicate it, right? Legal as support. Okay, creating a support ticket, creating FAQ and support ticket. Okay, so this is what we are going to build eventually in this series. So, yep, I think I will be picking up a few points just now, what I just shared, because these are the reason why people join and want to watch me actually programming all these things out. So that's the reason. So yeah, I hope that you continue to stay tuned, right? This AI is getting more and more exciting, and every day we learn something new, and this is where we are going to give back and tell everyone exactly how to build it step by step. Okay, and this is something special about us. We build it really into the really functional app that we can sell to our client. Okay, this is Samuel and signing off.